to follow up with all of you on death threats. I mean, it is the first time, I think, that there are many reporters who cover the White House in particular and cover the campaign who actually received death threats and took them seriously enough to go to their company security people and that sort of thing?
And the Secret Service and the FBI and local police authorities. Absolutely.
Do you know of any actual arrests or people who were visited by the FBI or law enforcement to make sure that they were not serious?
Yeah, that's a great question, but I can't really speak to it from here.
Okay.
But I think what we have encouraged all of our members who receive any kind of threat that chills them or worries them, that they take beyond just someone spouting off on an email who they'll never meet, is to go ahead and contact the Secret Service, the FBI, the police, the White House, to let them know, to report it, to reach out to CPJ, to add it to that database that's being kept on a national level, because you cannot address the problem without documenting it, and we're now all in an era where we're documenting it.
And so Margaret's referring to Press Tracker, which is documenting all the arrests, the assaults, and things like that against journalists in the United States. Could I ask the three of you also about death threats? I mean, is it that there's just certain reporters that governments don't like the personality, or what is it that why do certain reporters that you have known get death threats? And Jason, I don't know if there's actually been reporters who are killed. They're usually countries either in prison or they kill. So I guess threats of imprisonment. Why are certain reporters targeted?
Well, I know various colleagues in Mexico that have received death threats, and some have then been killed. Without naming, I'm going to talk about a colleague who was doing stories about the federal government trying to control the advertisement on the media in order to get more control of what the newspapers, the radio and TV stations
So this is
doing.
Publicly funded advertisements?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And there is also a law in Mexico that's going to be start hopefully soon. This reporter gets some documents about the amounts of money the federal government was spending on that advertisement. And he went, after receiving the documents, he started talking to his editor about to publish the story. And that night he went to his apartment to sleep. And then his phone started ringing with not recognizing the number that was calling. And he get the call and said, "Your mother is in a taxi cab." And his mother is 80-something years old. I'm talking about 11 p.m. And then another call and said, "If you don't give up the documents, your mother is going to be dead." And he was calling home to find about her mother. And her mother was asleep. So he went out, and next day, he went to work. When he get back, the documents, personal computer, another stuff in his apartment disappear. And then he reported to the police, to the authorities, the police, and they trying to help to find something. Nothing. The Mexican police in Mexico is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
And the cameras outside the building find out it was a car parking in front of his apartment. And he started looking to the plates and everything on the car. And he has his own resources, and he found out it was like our CIA agents, it's called CISEN in Mexico, looking to his apartment. So he went directly to see him at the car and said, "You know, I lost my computer and personal stuff last night." And he said, "And what do you think? I am a policeman or something? That I work for the government?" "Yes, you do. What are you doing here?" And he says, "Just making sure that you don't publish what you plan to publish."
Yeah.
That give you an example of what's the pressure Mexican journalists live up. But very quickly, in terms of politicians with real power or drug cartels, they don't threaten you. If they want to stop you, they're going to kill you anywhere. And they do that. We have proofs of that, 112.
And it's mainly because you're reporting on their
activities.
Trafficking, yeah.
Or their relationship with the government or the local police or the state police, because they work together. Otherwise, there should be no narco traffic on the border.
Yeah.